Good evening, my dear students. Today we are dealing with the basic concept of immunology. What is the immunology? What is the immune system of all living organisms? So every living organism has some kind of specific immunity. Immunity, nothing but it's a defensive mechanism. How it defends itself? Because every day we facing a lot of effects from the microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, virus, which is non-self antigens. Antigen nothing but the particle which is enters into the body from the out of area. We'll call this is the non-self, or also called as foreign particle. When the foreign particle enters into the body, lot of differences, lot of changes will be observed because our body also a chemical composition, and even though the antigen also having a different complexes of chemicals like polysaccharides, proteins, lipids, carbohydrates. When it enters into the body, it will gradually it will do the effect to the body tissues and organs. So that the reason definitely uh, our body contains a specific antibodies which is fought against the antigens coming from the outside. Because our immune system contains a number of cells which is actively participated to kill the antigens like lymphocytes, phagocytes, neutrophils, dendritic cells, macrophages, number of cells along with antibodies. Before the production of the antibodies, the immune system contains a very good cells like these kind of phagocytosis cells. Phagocytosis, the term phagocytosis, nothing but the engulfing nature of the microorganisms. Our body have a very good phagocytotic cells in the form of granulocytes and agranulocytes. Neutrophils is the very good phagocytotic cells. They can able to kill the antigens which is coming from the outsides. After phagocytosis cells, there is two very important immune cells are there called as T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. T lymphocytes nothing but thymus lymphocytes because the thymus gland mature gives the maturity to these kind of cells is called as T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes nothing but the B cells produces the immunity. The whole the maximum, not maximum, the all blood cells are originated from the bone marrow. From the bone marrow, some amount of blood cells to migrate the thymus gland for the maturity. Remain some cells are get maturity in the B cells, I mean bone marrow cells. Cells and some kind of probacteria. All the elements are actively participated in the immune system to kill the microorganisms to protect the body. Before we are going to the discuss about the immune system, what is the role of antibodies, how they works in the human body? Because we have a very good defensive mechanism in the form of antibodies. Basically, antibodies produces from the B lymphocytes, but already we have the very good ready-made antibodies like antibody A, immunoglobulin alpha, immunoglobulin gamma, IgA and IgG. IgA coming from the mother's colostrum. Colostrum, nothing but it's a initial milk, which is contains the a very good yellowish thickened nature, the enrichment of proteins, and IgG. IgG also a very good antibody coming from the mother's tissue, placental class antibody that is called as placental class. So basically, we have a very good immune systems. There are two types of immune systems are there. One is innate immunity. Second one is adaptive immunity. So we are going with the innate immunity primarily. Innate, nothing but innate by birth. By birth, some kind of elements are there to protect the body from the foreign particles. What are the innate elements? Like there are some important barriers are there. One is physical barrier. Second one is physiological barrier. Third one is cellular barrier. Fourth one is cytokines barriers. Definitely, along with those barriers, already we have the ready-made antibodies like IgA and IgG, which is coming from the maternal tissues. Maternal tissues, nothing but the mother tissues. What is the differences between innate and adaptive? Innate, by birth, some kind of protectors we have. Adaptive, nothing but the production will be starts from the when the antigen start the damage the tissues. So here mainly we are focusing on the innate immunity. Already we told about the four barriers of innate immunity. Innate immunity are also called it immediate response. Immediate response. Why we are calling the immediate? Because when the element is enters into the body, the element which is either it is microbe or non-microbe, toxicant, chemical nature, and food allergen, whichever it may be. So innate immunity don't know it is beneficial or effective. Immediately when it is enters into the body, immediately it sprinkles their properties and to try to kill the antigens. Just we are going to the innate immunity. Innate immunity has the four kind of barriers like physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, cytokine barriers. Physical and physiological. Second one is the physiological. Physiological, nothing but the secretions of the body. Physiological, nothing but the secretions of the body. How the secretions will actively participate and to try to kill the antigens. In this physical barrier, just we can discuss about the very good skin. Skin is the main physical barrier. Mucous membranes also a main physical barrier. Mucous membrane, nothing but all metabolic physiological systems like digestive, respiratory, gastrointestine, reproductive, all the systems contains the one type of layer, mucus layer. Secretes the mucin. It's a gelatinous layer. First one is the skin. As we can see here, the keratinized epithelium of the skin is a physical barrier to infection. Sebum maintains low pH of the skin that inhibit the growth of the microorganisms. Skin is the major barrier to prevention of entry of antigen. Breaks the skin resulting from wounds is the roots to infection. Continuous shedding of outer epithelium, then only it is entered. But majorly skin will be stopped to entry of antigen. The next barrier is mucus layer. Mucus layer, nothing but it's a gelatinous layer, which is having a sticky nature to stop the antigens. Yes, we have a very good respiratory system contains a mucus layer. Gastrointestine, I mean digestive system contains the mucus layer. Genital, I mean reproductive system also contains the mucus layer. Next, eyes also. These are all the physical barriers. Mucus layer, skin, eyes, some kind of physiological systems. Next, physiological barriers. Physiological, nothing but already we told about the physiological secretions, some kind of secretions, how they act to kill the antigens. First one is the temperature. Body temperature is a very good physiological barrier. Normal body temperature of many species inhibits the growth of bacteria. The elevation in body temperature, that is a fever, may provide non-specific resistance against certain infections. Because some photogenic microbes are sensitive to even slightly elevated temperature. Fever enhances the range of phagocytic activity and often reduce the rate of reproduction of pathogenic microbes. Lysosomes also a very good physical barrier. Lysosomes secretion from the salivary glands. Salivary glands secretes the salivary amylase and lysozyme. So along with phagocytosis and opsonization, there are several elements are there to actively participate to stop the entry of pathogens. Remaining class will be continued tomorrow. Thank you, my dear students.